threw my box score out, so I couldn't see it. Man, I'm just proud of our guys, man. This was, we talked about before the game, Clemson, the NCAA tournament team, right? It's not debatable, right? They're in the tournament. We talked about this is our chance to measure up against a team like that and see where we are and see what we look like. And this is the second game in a row where we've gone in, made some adjustments at halftime, and then really executed those adjustments. And I'm proud of our guys. Hats off to Clemson. They're good, man. They're a good team. But we're having fun. We're having a lot of fun, man.
Micah, what did it mean to have Matt Farrell play well, have him be named a captain, have him go out a winner at home? Like, he hasn't maybe played as much as he wanted, but to stay, be a foundational guy, and be a guy that was all in with you when you got here.
Yeah. He's a guy that, like, when you look back on everything, right, and his career and what it is while he was here, he's a guy that'll always be a foundational piece for me, right? Like, I'm using him as an example for other guys about how you handle yourself when things might not be going your way, how you handle yourself as a teammate on a daily basis, how you come in and prepare to play, even though you might not play that much. He's a prime example of that. And, that's how you build, man. Our culture isn't what it is without him.
I know it's still early, but will you walk out here and kind of say, man, I wish we had a few more home games like this? It's fun now at the end, and this is it. We won't see it again until November here.
Yeah, that's okay. Like, sometimes those are the best TV shows, right? Like, you get towards that, you get that mid-season kind of, it's not the premiere, whatever it's called, the ending.
Hiatus.
Yeah, and it's like, they leave you with something, right? Like, I was a big, I don't get to watch it much anymore, but like, God dang, Olivia Pope. You guys don't know that, so Scandal. I used to love Scandal. My wife and I watched that. Thank you, Jen.
That was good.
I appreciate it.
That was good.
Like, I used to watch Scandal with my, with my wife, and like every week. I guess before we weren't TiVoing it, we weren't binge watching it. I was watching it every week, and they just leave you with a cliffhanger or something, and you got to come back to it next week, and then they go on break for about 3 weeks, and they show reruns, and you're like, man, when's that next new episode coming, right? Like, that's us. That's this team right here. Like, everybody that showed up, like, we're going to play the same exact way you show up for us next year, right? Leave with this feeling. Leave with this feeling right here, and know that we're not going backwards. Not going backwards. It's only going forward from here. So hopefully the next product that you see out there is better than the last one that you saw. And that's where we want this program going.
Micah, you said a lot throughout the season that you want this team to look different in March than better in March than it did in November. Now that it is March and you're seeing that, maybe even more than anyone here thought you would. Like, what does that mean?
Who do you mean by anyone here? Me or you guys?
Us.
Okay, cool. I don't include everybody. I just didn't want you to include me into that. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
My apologies.
Yeah, you're good.
But what does it mean to you to see how much better this team is right now?
We're having fun, man. Like, we're not thinking anymore. We're playing, right? Sometimes what we do offensively and defensively, it takes some time to see it. It takes some time to learn it. Especially, like, defensively, you need reps. You need a lot of reps to get good at something. And even though you do it so much in practice, you need game situations to build off of too, right? Offensively, our system's a little different, right? At the beginning of the year, I couldn't, and I still struggle now, right? Like, I have the most fun in the games in the second half because it's like I got a joystick, man. Like, these dudes are right in front of me, and I can tell them, you get over there, you come over here, you come right here, you come right here, and we can execute it, and we can get a bucket. right? Like, we couldn't do that early in the year, right? We were struggling to, like, get to the right spots, like, in everything else. Now we're just playing off instincts more. You're seeing us play off instincts more, both ends. So we're playing a little bit faster. And that's why I always say we're going to play our best at the end because we're not thinking anymore. Early in the year, we were thinking everything's slower. You're a step behind. There's no more thinking anymore. Now we're playing fast.
This was another one where Tay kind of flipped that switch in the second half. Scores 18, goes 8 of 8 from the line. What were you seeing out of him?
I mean, just the aggressiveness, right? There's times where I want him to, like, more. I want more from him, right? That he's got to recognize matchups and get involved more, right? Sometimes he'll fade and be standing in the opposite corner, and he's got an advantageous matchup, right? So I got to keep telling him, hey, like, it's okay. Like, my message is to Tay, and this is me and Tay talk, is it's okay to turn up from the start of the game. I don't have to wait until the last 9 minutes to do it, right? 20 minutes in the first half, it's cool to turn up and do that the entire game. He just chooses to wait till the end to turn up. But if he's going to do it, I'll take it at the end if he's going to carry us like he did.
Coach, first I want to apologize for aggravating you during that December 19th news conference with a lot of my questions. Obviously,
whatever it was, we deserved it.
Ever since that fateful news conference, I guess you could say, what's been the biggest difference that you've noticed in your team?
After that day, so December 20th was a big day for us because we met. We didn't practice that day. We met the entire day in a room just like this, in our film room. We didn't watch film. Like, we didn't even watch that game because I said this isn't a basketball issue. This is a culture issue. And it was on me for not continuing to talk about it and continue to build off of what we had started at the beginning of the year. Like, I took my foot off. I let go of the rope with our culture. And from that moment on, there's still stuff from the board that in our home locker room that I wrote up there before the Marist game. And it's 6 sentences, and it's got our values within those sentences. And it hasn't been erased yet.
Micah, you're an Indiana guy. Brad's an Indiana guy. What was it like to prepare for this game, looking at the DNA of the coaches that you worked under and he's worked under?
Yeah, he's such a great coach, man. We have a lot of, like, common people that are in common, right? Like, he went to DePaul, where I worked at DePaul. He played for Royce Waltman. One of his teammates, Todd Sturgeon, was my first boss at University of Indianapolis, right? So I've known about Brad Brownell for a long time as a player, and then as a coach, we got a chance to compete against him when I was at Butler. His Wright State teams. Billy Donlin was his assistant now. Billy took over for him, so, like, a lot of similarities. They beat us at last year at Penn State. We played them in the ACC Big Ten, and I watched it. They beat us 101-94 in double overtime. And a lot of the, like, different sets that we ran out of timeout, both teams, we were running them, right? So we'd both watched and gone back to that game. And, like, we tried to run something, and he's calling it out what it is. And, like, I see some things, and I'm trying to help our guys. It was just such a fun matchup, man. I had so much respect for him and who he is as a person, but as a coach also.
Coach, now that you have almost your entire first season in the books, what do you know about this program and this university now that maybe you didn't know when you first took over?
I don't know. I have no idea. I wish I did. Like, you guys know me, man. The only thing I'm thinking about was how to beat Clemson, right? And now it's like moving on to how do you beat North Carolina. And I get so tunnel vision and so focused on what's happening that sometimes I miss what's going on around me, right? There's going to be a moment when everything stops and I can sit and go back and reflect on things we need to do better, things we can change, things we can keep and keep growing from there. But I don't know. I guess the biggest thing for me is the relationships. Like, I got here at noon, and the first text that I sent was Chris Halfpenny, because she and I were talking about this Carolina game, and she was fired up to win it, right? So I text her. I get a chance to walk over. I saw Marcus the other night at the women's game, and he's like, "Hey, I can't wait to come watch you guys again on Saturday." And the women's staff was leaving from practice as I was walking for shoot around and just talking to them, and I'm fired up about their game tomorrow. Kevin Corrigan came to practice yesterday. Like, the relationships with all these coaches that I can build from. I'm still a young coach, man. Like, I've been head coach not even 3 full seasons. So I got to pick all of their brains when I can and keep learning. And that's the biggest thing for me is, I got great people that I can learn from here.
Booth gave you 2 quality halves, really, 10, 11 minutes in both halves. It's kind of got overshadowed considering some of the efforts of the other guys. But how has he really progressed to help this when you needed a punch in both halves from somebody besides Burton and then Davis?
Yeah, no, he was big. I actually went to him late. There was about, I was trying to buy Tay some time around the media timeout, around the 8-minute media. But he got going a little bit. And so I was like, all right, let's just wait. And I went to Kerry. I was like, hey, be ready, to go get Tay. But Tay started rolling. So I couldn't go back to him. And I told him that at the end. Like, I thought he was fantastic, right? I didn't think early in the game he was physical enough as he needed to be. But as the game wore on, he started rebounding better. He had 1 at halftime, ended up getting 4 in the second half in really limited minutes. But his confidence is picking up. His energy has been great, whether he's playing well or not. And he's really growing. He's really growing as a player.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks.
You guys.
Matt, what kind of a day, and just the entire day, when you're being named a captain, being out on the court with your family, winning a game like this, what kind of a day has this been? I can see it in your face. What kind of day has this been for you?
Ton of fun. I mean, it's something that every year I've been here, I've kind of been like, I never thought it would come. Like, every year I just make fun of the old guys, like, oh, they're getting old and they're leaving, and it's their senior night. But it was kind of surreal for me for being mine. Like, I'm just taking everything in. Pre-game, all the fanfare and stuff like that. Just seeing this place packed was a lot of fun. And then my family being in town is awesome. But going to work with these guys every day has been the highlight of that day. And getting a win on senior night's the cherry on top.
There have been senior nights where it's kind of sluggish, and you've seen them while you're here. To win a game the way you did, to be playing the way this program's playing, like, how much pride do you personally take into where this program is right now as opposed to where it was like December 19th?
I wouldn't take any of the pride or credit for it. I mean, I'm just so thrilled to be here and helping this team win and going to war with all my brothers. But it is a lot of fun. We're playing really good basketball right now, and I'm a firm believer. You want to leave a place better than you found it. And with me doing something or not doing something, I think this place is in a really good spot, and we're gonna get it going real soon.
To be a foundational piece to where this program is, what does that mean to you?
It's surreal. It's a lot. I dreamed of playing at this university, and to do it, it's unbelievable.
Man, obviously the 2 3-pointers will be remembered, but actually the final stop when they could have cut it to 5 on PJ Hall. What was your plan there guarding him? He went to his pet little shot inside, and you're just trying to move him as far away as you could.
Yeah, he's an unbelievable player. He's gonna be an all-league guy, and I think he's gonna be an NBA draft pick. So just kind of playing tough defense and whatever I can to force a miss on a great player, and luckily he missed it, and I was able to get a rebound, and just great to win with these guys.
Tay, 18 points all in the second half. Like, how'd you kind of flip that switch?
Just playing basketball, just playing hard, trying to do whatever my team needs at the time, whatever. Just kind of came. I think coach and my teammates put me in a great position to be able to do that. So I just kind of fed off that. Coach, got confidence in me.
Tay, those 18 points in the second half, obviously great on their own, but the game really turned the tide when you had the 2-handed dunk and then you had the 4 free throws. So it was personal 6-0 run. The game really turned after that. So what was going through your mind during that particular stretch?
I think games like this, you're not really thinking too much. You're just kind of playing off instincts. So I think that's kind of I wasn't really thinking. I don't really know.
Matt, what's the biggest difference on the team you were on last year and the team that you're on this year?
I'm grateful for every experience I've had at this university. but just the fun that this group is playing with and the togetherness we're playing with, it's just a lot of fun to be out there. Sometimes last year when you're losing and things get sluggish, it's not very fun, but having a blast.
Dave, as far as the game plan preparing for Clemson, how much was your number called by Coach Micah Shrewsberry to get you involved tonight?
Like I said, Coach he got a lot of confidence in me, and he's put me in great positions to be successful. So, I mean, he got on me a little bit because I wasn't really involved playing the right way, so to speak. So he just put me in great positions, honestly, him and my teammates.
Matt, talk about his development. What have you seen out of Tay over the past couple of games?
Tay's been unbelievable. I mean, like you say, a slow start tonight, but in the second half, we don't win that game without him. He's afraid from the line. And the hard work he puts in every day is, it's unbelievable. And I love playing with a guy like this.
And then that stretch where Marcus is out, Kevin has fouled out, there's a stretch where you don't have those people. Did you kind of take it upon yourself to say, I need to step up and lead?
I'm just, anytime I'm out there, I try to, help lead this team and do whatever I can to help us win. Marcus is unbelievable for us, and Kevin's been an anchor. But we got a lot of guys on this team that can come in and produce, and there's no lineup that we think is a lesser lineup. So we have full belief in every guy that's out there.
Now, when you hit the 3 in the first half and Clemson calls timeout, I think that might have been as happy as I've ever seen Coach Shrewsberry during a game. Like, what has his support meant to you this year? As you've gotten to know him and this year's gone along.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. He believes in me. To shoot and to play, and it's something that I haven't really had. Since I've been here, I haven't played a whole lot, but the whole coaching staff believes in me, my teammates believe in me. It's unbelievable, and it's just made playing this university even more fun.
Tay, what is it about this team that you feel like you can contribute moving forward? Obviously, it's a great game to build off of, and you've got a few games left to go, but how do you see yourself contributing to this team even further next year and beyond?
I mean, we've been getting tighter as a team, and I think that's been helping everybody individually to come together and play together and play well individually throughout the season. I think that we've taken really good steps to be a great team. You know what I'm saying? Night in and night out, and so I just think that's what it is.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Large.